Hello everyone and welcome to the most forbidden love in the world, product provided by Manga Gamer. If you do decide to buy the product, I am a Manga Gamer affiliate, so just link in the description if you decide to buy it off their website, which is the only place you can buy it. This is not available anywhere else. You can't get this on Steam or anything. Click the link and buy it. Helps out the channel. You know, I get a little bit of a kickback, I guess, for if you buy a copy. Not a whole lot, but you know, every little bit helps. But yeah, this is the most forbidden love in the world. Just came out today, actually. The video won't be up today, obviously, but it looks like a really charming game. It's $34.99. And let's just start the game. Fate was such a convenient word. It could guide lovers into each other's arms, yet tear them apart just as easily. It could also force one's hand to conceal fraud at the order of a superior, all for the sake of a company. And for some people, their fate was to be discarded like a lizard's tail. No matter how disastrous the situation, if one could simply vent their frustrations at an invisible being tugging on the strings of fate, things would be far easier. Unfortunately, I had realized the truth. It was not divine providence, but human treachery that led me here. So now it's gonna snow too? I realized that the snowflakes from those big gray clouds were increasing both in size and number. I first spotted a couple, staring at the sudden but beautiful worsening of the weather. Then a businessman hurrying back home, his indignant eyes fixed on the ground. Yet here I was, sitting on the side of the road, absent-mindedly gazing at those lucky pieces of condensed water as they floated through the sky. The white breath I exhaled must have reeked of alcohol. The cold made the night air touch harder to endure, but at least it wasn't raining. I'd long since lost the ability to find those snowflakes beautiful. Actually, if I still had it in me to react to such things, I should have directed my attention to far more pressing matters, such as, how was I supposed to go on living, now that I'd lost every single thing I had? Was there even any point in trying to prolong my useless existence? Still, I felt it was a bit too early in the evening to hang myself from a nearby tree. I'd probably be troublesome for passerby if I just jumped off that tall building over there. And the season was too chilly to try and drown myself in the sea. And so here I remained, mulling over a list of pathetic excuses. All of a sudden, a sharp pain jerked me back to reality. For some reason, it affected not my heart, but my cheek. Actually, pain wasn't really the right word for it. Oh, she's pretty. A woman was holding out the same can of coffee she'd pressed against my cheek a moment before. She was... Hang on one second. Let me turn the volume up just a tad. At least the voice volume. There we go. Oh yeah, hang on. You didn't see this. Here's the settings. Position voice. You can set this to pan out the voice playback depending on the sprite location of the characters. So that's kind of cool. I don't think I've ever seen that before as a setting. So like if the character is on the left hand side, the voice will play out on the left side. Like if you have headphones on. If you're off, you'll just play from the center. Except for scenes that are purposely modified. That's kind of cool. And you can skip the voices on a click. That's pretty neat. I like that. Back at that place, I used up my last pieces of paper weighing down my wall to drown my sorrows. As I sat there alone, drowning drink after drink in an attempt to escape reality, there seemed to be a party going on at the table behind me, with this waitress at the center of everyone's attention.
Miyako-san.
Honoka desu.
She's cute.
すいません。
こちらは本名ですけどね。
Her hand, warmed by the coffee, lightly touched my cheek. I felt as though her fingers and voice diffused through my skin, reaching my very soul. Oh, in case you guys care, there is no controller support. I checked. That's a shame. But that's okay. Not a big deal. Her abrupt gesture of kindness had thankfully managed to I hate this word. I can never pronounce it correctly. Assuage my welling despair, but the whole situation came so out of the blue that it simply left me confused. We did indeed share the same space until a short while ago. However, we exchanged neither words nor bodily contact. I was merely staring into my empty glasses at the counter as she entertained the rich-looking big spenders with her elegant smile. I mean, go where the money is, right?
きっといいこともありますから。
Aww. As such, I never would have expected her to remember me, let alone address me directly.
だからそんなに落ち込まないで。生きていれば、頑張っていれば、きっといつか嬉しいことも見つかりますから。
Even more unbelievable was the fact that she actually consoled me with words that sounded genuine and heartfelt.
ここは寒いから、どこか暖かいところへ行きませんか?
No way, this couldn't possibly be happening. Not only had she spoken to and consoled me, but fate was such a convenient word. Yet, a man's life would always be shaped by his own choices, not the whims of some invisible guiding force. I knew that. I knew that full well, but the only word I could use to describe our meeting was fate. Yoshimura Osamu, at 28 years old, on a winter evening. That was the beginning of my story with Hinosaka Hanaka. Ooh, look at those roses. A cherry blossom tree, its blooming flower petals fluttering in the springtime wind. 10 minutes on foot from East Hagimori Station, a residential area almost completely isolated from the clamor of the city. It was here at this street address of East Hagimori 3-24, that I found a house whose decrepit-looking entrance plate had Terrace House Hinosaka inscribed on it. She told me she also worked as the landlord of this apartment complex, but it didn't bring in enough money to sustain her on its own, hence her other jobs. I recalled her cheerfully declaring that it was small and run down, but also a very important place to her. I felt my heart rate increase and my palms grow sweaty, knees weak, arms heavy. She told me to come visit her if I ever found myself in trouble. It had been 3 months since our fateful encounter. I was going to say, wasn't it winter just a moment ago? Her voice rang with kindness and affection whenever she'd repeat the invitation. I wonder how she would react if someone like me, who'd only seen her 3 times over the past 3 months, came barging into her home. Would she greet me with a forced smile while heaving a mental sigh of exasperation? Or would she just not even bother and force me out with a stern expression? The bouquet in my right hand was trembling more violently than I would have cared to admit, while my left pocket, with my hand inside tightly squeezing a little box, was just about flooded with sweat. For a 5th meeting, a confession like this might come off as a little abrupt. Well, maybe not just a little, more like entirely abrupt. Who confesses on their 5th meeting? But if I was to wallow in regret, I preferred being turned down to never having tried at all. It's not like I hadn't already spent 3 months torturing myself over the ladder. I took a deep breath, cleared my throat, and upon inhaling another big mouthful of air... Okay, maybe we could rehearse that a little bit better. My courageous shout ended up coming out as a pathetic squeak, just as I feared.
ごめんください。
This time I forced out a more appropriate voice, one that actually managed to form a discernible sentence.
ごめんください。吉村ですけど。留守。
Really, no one's home? Of course, this is the time we pick. I took a step forward to confirm whether or not the door was locked. Huh? An automatic door?
ごめんください。
そんな大声出さなくても聞こえてるってば。
あれ？
Was that an intercom?
あ、恐れ入ります。私、吉村と申しますけれど。
どこ向かって話してるのよ。
あれ？
Was she standing behind me?
いない。
Poke, poke.
あれ？
I must have lightly poked my back as I turned around, so there was someone at the entrance after all.
やっぱりいない。
嫌味？
The face that belonged to the voice peeked out from above my bouquet as it was suddenly yanked downward.
すいません。ちょっと下の方が視界に入ってなくて。
しかも嫌味であることを隠さない？
決してそういう意図による発言ではなく。
Oh crap. The girl's delicate and refined face, situated quite a bit below my eye level, was tense with indignation, and her naturally slanted eyes narrowed even further. I seemed to have accidentally upset her somehow.
そりゃ確かにクラスのみんなと比べても小さいと思うよ。それでも明治時代のこの年の平均身長と比べるとほんの少し低いくらいなんだからね。
そうなんですか。
Oh, she's really self-conscious about her height.
それよりも非常識なのはそっちよ。だいたい身長いくつあるのよ。
昨年の健康診断では189センチだったかと。
189？
はあ。
189引く45センチも高いの
144センチですか。
人のこと詮索しないでよ。
すいません。
I mean, really, though, what other conclusion could I have come to given an easy linear question like that?
じゃなかった。で、どちら様でしたっけ？うちに何のご用でしょうか？新聞なら間に合ってないけどいりません。
違いますって。新聞の勧誘みたいな厚かましい態度は生まれてこの方取ったことないですから。
Besides, I'd never heard of a business that would have their employees carry bouquets of roses on house calls.
じゃあ
Maybe we should make one.
私
You know,
先ほども言いま
guy
した。
showing up to some woman's house with just a random bouquet, just out of the goodness of their hearts. Sure, that'll work.
それで
That'll make money, somehow.
実はこちらの大家さんである。
We haven't really been seeing, I mean, okay, we've been seeing her, but not
3ヶ月
seeing
ほど前か
her.
らお付き合いさせてい
This
ただい
implies
て
that we're dating her, which doesn't seem to be the case.
ママと
娘さん。
My mind couldn't keep up, or rather, I'd probably frozen it on purpose. I mean, I'd assumed she was a few years older than me, but who would have thought she had a fully grown, actually... This girl's actually kind of small. But who could have guessed she had a child this age?
3ヶ月前。3ヶ月
Strange, she never mentioned you.
前。
今日はどうしても
Is she
お伝
home?
えしなければならない。
Please tell me she's home. But I'd already passed the point of no return. I was dead serious about this. I mean, I have the roses and the box with probably a ring in it. I already have that with me. I can't back down now. So what if she had a small, yet fully grown daughter? Something so trivial wouldn't get in the way of our feelings. Our feelings? We're really, like, banking that she's gonna say yes on this. Not to mention, my courage would probably take leave of me unless I forced myself to think this way. I wasn't exactly the strongest-willed individual around.
そんなわけで、ほのかさんは。
ちょっといい？
Before I could ask whether or not the woman I'd been looking for was home, I found myself interrupted by this girl's now emotionless voice.
少しかがんでくれない？
は？
こっち、顔近づける。
なんで？
いいから。
Just do it, man.
あ
I did as she asked. I couldn't help but notice how her slightly slanted eyes looked just like Miss Hanoka's. It made me realize that she really was her child. Ow! It all happened on a warm spring day, with cherry blossoms petals scattering in the wind. Although in my case, the rose petals scattering in my face seemed a touch more immediate.
この真男！ママを返してよ！
What? Yoshimura Osamu, at 28 years old, on a spring day. That marked the beginning of my life with Hinosaka Motoko, as well as the end of my story with Hinosaka Honoka. Alrighty, well, there was your intro. Did you like it? I thought it was good. I always watch this like a hawk in case I gotta edit some nudity or something, because you never know. Chapter 1, a friendship. 45 centimeters apart. Little landlord.
開いてる。
大変だ、おやちゃん。空き部屋のはずの4号室で男が死んでる。主に社会的に。
Not physically, socially dead.
そうだね。
Oh, that guy.
知ってるの？あの死体。
知ってるかと聞かれれば、そんなに知らないとしか。
じゃあ片付けちゃおっか。丸ごと運ぶのは手がかかるから、とりあえず分割して。
ごめん。もうちょっとだけ死なせておいてあげて。私もちょっとやっちゃったところあるし。
はあ、経営者ともなると大変だね。
To Makoto. It pains my heart to leave while you're still so young. I do not for a moment expect forgiveness, but I have faith that one day you will come to understand my decision. With that thought to sustain me, I will be able to press on. I'll grit my teeth and live my life. A few pages of excuses and self-justification follow. I met him about 3 months ago. He found his way to the shop I worked at one winter evening. It only took a few words for me to realize he was the one. That it was fate which had brought us together. A few pages of sappy boasting follow. I hope one day the two of you can meet, but now is still a bit too early. He's a young leader of a huge organization and recently led to a massive project to success. However, due to that, he has become a constant target of headhunting from other corporations. As such, per the advice of his company, he has decided to leave the public eye for the time being. I couldn't let him shoulder the burden alone. You understand how I feel, don't you? I will contact you once things have settled down. Please look after the Terrace House Hinosaka in my absence. I love you more than anyone in the world, signed, Mom. She just left with some guy? Boy, that's gotta hurt. There were some similarities in location and general time frame of our encounters, but I don't run an organization, so it was plain to see that the man described in this letter was not me. Actually, it kind of felt almost surreal that she was consoling me about my inane daily troubles while simultaneously being so madly in love with someone else. In short, it was all in my head. I was the most miserably dense man in the world.
死にたい。死んでしまいたい。大地震とともに鍾乳洞が崩れ落ちて、一族老頭ともども滅んでしまいたい。
Why are you bringing your other family members into this? I don't think they deserve that. No matter how many times I reread the letter, I just couldn't find a single word affirming my feelings. To her, I was just merely an acquaintance, nothing more. The thought I nearly rid myself of during these past 3 months, that I wasn't needed in this world, kind of gradually crept back into my mind.
やっぱり僕はあの時にあの雪の降る駅前で凍え死んでいればよかったんだ。
Fate was such a convenient word. A man's life would always be shaped by his own choices, not the whims of some invisible guiding force. But sometimes men weren't given the choice to oppose fate and change their lives. And at such times, I couldn't help but think that I was the most miserable man in the world. Give my mother back. There were those more miserable than I. At this very house. And in a way worse situation to boot.
僕は
And yet, in spite of how she lashed out at me, she was still considerate enough of my feelings to give me a room I could rest in.
僕はバカだ。
I rolled onto my back and gazed at the ceiling. Had I seen that ancient-looking stain as a child, I'd have no doubt imagined it to be the dwelling place of an evil spirit. The thin plaster walls surrounding me seemed ready to collapse at any moment, and I doubted the windows served much of purpose with the frame full of gaps. I wondered about Hinosaka Motoko, how she must have felt being left all alone to run a place like this.
開けてくれます？
You could cut the tension between us with a knife. Embarrassed about how I acted a moment ago, I couldn't bring myself to look her in the eye. A girl likely half my age was holding her own in such a trying situation while here I was, a man in his mid-20s, wishing himself dead over a silly little rejection. God, just remembering it made my face blaze red hot. I simply couldn't find the words to address her.
ごめんなさい。
そう、それ
Those are the words.
謝ってるじゃん。そんな風に怒鳴らなくてもさ。
あ、違う重大なコミュニケーション齟齬。
It seemed as though the exaggerated theatrics of a quiz show were painfully out of place in this awkward scene.
コミュニケーション齟齬？
あ、要するに日常会話に訳すと、謝らなくちゃいけないのは僕の方となりまして。
どうして？おじさんはただママを訪ねてきただけなのに。
おじさん。
Old man.
そこで話の腰を折られても。
A little bit.
20代半ばなんだけどな、僕。
20いくつ？
いや、だから半ば。
No one ever guesses my age, right? Everyone always thinks I'm much younger than I am, which I take as a compliment.
8。
で、おじさんはママを訪ねてきただけなのに、いきなりあんなことしちゃって。
本当に謝る気あるの？
なに？
いや、だから悪いのは僕の方で。
She could be kind of intimidating. She does have that air about her. Does she really miss Hanoka's daughter? I bet she's gonna come back later on in the game. I bet she is. There's no way they're gonna leave her out.
そんなことない。勘違いしちゃってごめんなさい。
I bet what's gonna happen is things aren't gonna work out between her and the businessman, and she's gonna come back to the house,
のこのこうちに戻ってくるわけないもん
and
ね。
everyone will live happily ever after. This again. And so once again, I found myself the one being consoled.
ちょっと冷静さを欠いてたみたい。こういう時こそ落ち着かなくちゃいけないのに、まだまだだな、私。
それは。
That really wasn't something for a girl her age to worry about. My sorry situation was nothing compared to how she must have felt.
お互いに落ち着かなくちゃね。
そうだね。
Oh, the music got happier. Everyone's laughing. Whatever, this was fine. I believed I was the only one at fault, but it wasn't my place to deny any responsibility she might have been feeling.
じゃあ、これ、仲直りの印に。
何？
The tray with the tea towel covering it had actually been bothering me for a while now.
それはね。
What's a tea towel? I assume it's a towel that covers the tea. She began to unwrap the tea towel.
お腹空いたよね。朝から何も食べてないでしょ。
Oh man, I need to eat something. It's like almost noon and I haven't eaten anything today. A wrapped plate and a covered bowl rested on the tray. I removed the plastic wrap to find 3 rice balls and 2 slices of pickled daikon. Inside the bowl, there was a steaming miso soup.
こっちから鮭、おかか、梅干し。お味噌汁の具はわかめと豆腐と大根。どうぞ、冷めないうちに召し上がれってね。
She exuded an almost palpable sincerity, her heart tender and clear, like a crystal.
どうしたの？別に変なもの入れてないよ。
As such, I had to answer her in kind.
うん。それは分かってるんだけどね。
けど、何？
実は、
もう、またうじうじする。もっとはっきり物言った方がいいよ、おじさん。
実は僕、お米のご飯が食
We
べられ
can't eat rice? We're in the wrong country, man.
でもパンだったら食べられ。
Who can't eat rice? She hit us. Again.
死にたい。
Oh, god damn it, dude. Will you get off of that?
いや、それはお前さんが悪い。いくら米が苦手だからってせっかくの施しをバカ正直に食えませんなんてそんなこと言うやつがあるかい。
しかし僕は本当にお米がダメで、その匂いを嗅いだだけで。
だからってそんな断り方があるかい。そういう場合はだね。お、こら嬉しいね。うちは家族揃ってこの握り飯ってやつに目がなくて、一つが二つ気がつけば三つ四つってな具合にポイポイっと口の中に放り込んじまうもんだから、ご先祖様も何人か喉に詰まらせてお亡くなりになっちまった人がいるようで、それでおふくろが「おいお前これ現在握り飯だけは食うんじゃないよ、命がいくつあっても足りないからね」
That's quite an elaborate story
握り
there.
飯を喉に詰まらせて今はの際にそう言い残しましてね。いやー大好きなんですよ。
はあ。
おいおい、ご隠居ご隠居飛ばさないよ。
Mr. Retired.
悪いね。昔落ち研の顧問になって以来ハマったらしくて
Rakugo
さ。
Club. What's a Rakugo?
ああ。
I assume that's like a game of some sort, right? The elderly man sitting in front of me wearing the Haori was the tenant of room number 1, Osaka Kiyi.
昔はどっかの大学の偉い先生だったらしいんだけどね。
それが発掘現場に捏造した石器の鏡を仕込んで女の子のスカートの中を覗いていたことが発覚して。
What? That's amazing. Why would you ever do that? That's horrible. That's genius, but
は？
これこれバカなことをおいでないよ。教授と助教授が混ざってるじゃないか。
バカなことってのはそっちなんですか？
so that's okay, but that wasn't me.
で、兄ちゃんご飯がダメだったら何が食べれるの？
Yeah, right? What can you eat if you don't like rice?
ああ、
Spaghetti, pizza. Okay, I like this. This is me.
洋食が。
I like some Chinese food and stuff. Like rice is good, but like I prefer Western foods, if I'm being honest. But I mean that makes sense, you know, considering I live in a Western country. Did he just call me a bro? It wasn't until middle school that I learned I couldn't eat certain things. Up until then, I wasn't even aware of the existence of Japanese cuisine. I guess I was raised in a pretty unusual household. My first fated encounter with rice could be attributed to a housekeeper whose face I no longer remember. The festering gooey mass got stuck in my throat, and I ended up vomiting for the rest of the day. Oh, we had a bad experience. Oh, well, I mean, why didn't we mention that then? Yeah, I was also gonna say, housekeeper? How wealthy were we back in the day? Like, how wealthy was our family?
ま、確かに背だけひょろ長いもんな。何の苦労もなく育ってきたせいじゃないのか。
よし、決めた。お前さんは今日から若旦那だ。どうだい?
Oh my god, I just realized they're playing DSs. That's great. I love that.
いえ、そんな大した家じゃ。ただ、両親が揃って忙しかっただけで。
Hang on, can I right click and... I can't. I think there you go. Everyone's playing their games. And they weren't on the best of terms either.
和食と洋食の争いはこうして中華で収めましょってなもんで。おっと、リーチ行かせていただきますよ。
Now that I thought about it. I may not have had financial troubles growing up, but emotional support, well, that was an entirely different story. Maybe that's why I kept failing when it came to matters of the heart.
あら、若旦那、一発で出ちゃったね。
Oh, we're playing mahjong. That's awesome.
親の満願いただきますよ。
え？
なるほどね。会社ぐるみの不正を全部自分で被っちまったか。バカだね。
いえ、あの時は仕方なかったんです。そうでもしないと会社存続の危機でしたから。
What I did was not misguided. If I hadn't destroyed all the evidence with the director's signatures, it wouldn't have been just me roaming the streets in search of a new job, but hundreds of others. Also, we took the fall for lots of other people. So you could say what we did was actually pretty noble. But, yeah, I don't know. It's a gray area.
なあリストラ、あんたにいいことを教えてやるよ。
Could you, like, not call me that, please?
あなたにそう呼ばれる筋合いは。
そんなこと言わないで。私とリストラさんの仲じゃない。
What?
だいたいリストラって呼ばれるのが嫌だったらさ、ちゃんと仕事して社会に貢献しなさい
Man,
っての。
you're really good at that.
不気味だろ。俺も未だになれない。
That's weird.
ハッツァンはね、声だけなら天才役者なん
Oh, that guy in the background wasn't us. That was some other guy who just now started to talk. Okay.
役者？
大学にも行かずに劇団に入り浸って
Muscular
役者とか
man.
脚本書きなんてやってるんだけどな。何しろ女癖悪くて。
いやそれ説明台詞として成立してないから。
Man, I'd love to take an acting class. That'd be so much fun. What's up with the people in this place? To my right sat the master of this room, Yasunaka Buntaru, a first-year student at some university. 3 years in a row now, apparently. He was sipping beer through a straw, an almost nirvanic piece. So we had a former professor and rakugo aficionado, plus an actor who had genius-like talent for doing voices. This was quite the artistic boarding house.
まあそれはともかくだリストラ。
だから僕はリストラじゃなくて不正が発覚して解雇されただけで。
それってリストラよりもひどい扱いだよ。再就職だって世話してもらえなかった上に退職金代わりにくれたのは裏切り者の称号ってね。会社を救ったとかそんな自己満足は尻尾の勘違い。たい焼きくんがうまそうに食われて喜ぶなっての。人生は怒りと不満と性欲の爆発によって輝くんだよ。
Well, you're not wrong.
僕はそうは思わないけどな。笑っていられる人間が一人でも多ければ自分にも幸せが少しは回ってくるとかそう思わないかな。
それ確かにあんたが救ったお偉いさんは今頃高笑いしてるだろうけどね。
That's also true. Like, hey, yeah, what an idiot. Thinks he saved us and thank you. You know, it's like, come on, really?
僕はあの時流してくれた部長の涙を信じている。
It's like that movie Fun with Dick and Jane, where the guy takes the fall for the company. But he screws over his boss in the end, so it's okay.
じゃあ大家 さんの新しい門出も祝ってやんなよ。逃げた2人が笑ってればリストラにも少しは幸せが回ってくるだろ。
それとこれとは。
どうそれメンフイーツ。お、乗った乗った。よっしゃ羽だ。
え、好きだったんです。本気だったんですよ。
I think we were misguided. We loved the person that came to our rescue. Like, it was like a guardian angel in our time of need. I don't think we really loved her as a person because we hardly knew her. We just wanted to latch on to something, you know, something to give us hope.
ま、わからないでもないけどな。あの人は態度がいちいち思わせぶりだから。
昔ここにいた住人とかでも熱上げてたのは結構いてさ、その度にまあいろいろあったわけよ。
そうだったんですか。
To me, who knew nothing about her besides our relationship, all the things tenants said came as a shock.
テラスハウス日の坂のおかみさんといえば、この辺りじゃ吐きだめに鶴の代名詞みたいなもんだったしね。私もいろいろと間に立って苦労したものさ。
ご隠居はいっつも騒ぐだけで全然役に立ってなかったけどな。
そうそう、大抵はニッチもサッチもいかなくなって、最後に大家ちゃんが頭下げて相手に出て行ってもらってさ、わざわざ引っ越し代まで渡すんだぜ。
Boy, what happened there? Had the girl really been dealing with such adult problems since then?
それでもおかみさんと若大家さんは仲睦まじい親子でな。ほんとよくできた娘さんだねってんだ。こっち来ちゃう。
それはともかく、お願いだから皆さん故障を統一してくださいよ。
Landlord, owner, young mistress, little landlord, Mr. Retired, hot son, young master.
そうか。あなたクマさんですね。
なんだよ、やぶから棒に。
お、若旦那にしちゃ冴えてるね。
The man doing squats as he's... Oh, that's why they're like the up and down arrows. Okay. As he sipped his apricot liquor was allegedly the tenant of room number 3, Kumazaki Kisoku. I can see why Mr. Retired would like this place.
クマちゃんさ、数年前までは年1000万以上稼ぐ SE だったんだけど、何の因果か今じゃ引きこもりのネタ職人でさ。
Why would you ever do that? That's a lot of money a year.
寿司屋さん？
いや、わからなければいいんだ。ま、無理に知るような内容でもないしな。
And with that, he continued his squats. He didn't seem like a shut-in, at least in terms of appearance. I might have been taller, but his muscular build made him way more intimidating. Actually, did it even make sense to exercise while drinking booze?
というわけで、ローン、リーチ、3あんこ、トイトイ、ドラ、1、2、3。ああ、積もりたかったな。ま、倍満だけどな、親の。
え？
Did we lose? I think we lost, right?
安永くん、入ってもいい？
ああ、大家ちゃん、どうぞどうぞ。
お邪魔しま
It seems like a nice little place. At least there's other tenants that we can talk to. That's kind of nice. Instead of just, women. I mean, not that I don't like talking to women, but it's like, just to have some male, representation here.
どうも。お邪魔してます。
Seemed the second impression I made on her was even worse than the
い
first.
らっしゃい。んじゃ、この半ちゃん終わったら2位が大家ちゃんと交代ね。
何してるの？これ。
いや、久々のお客さんですからね。親睦を深める意味で卓を囲んでるところで。
囲んでないじゃない。なんで日程と DS なのよ。
Nice censoring there.
いや、これがね、侮れないんだって。1本ソフト買えば4人で通信対戦可能。
私のような年寄りにはね、どんな姿勢
Oh yeah, I forgot that was a thing. You could buy like a lot of games. You just needed one copy of the game, then all your friends could play. If you had local like multiplayer, that was a lot of fun.
そう、体を鍛えながらでも打てる。まさに健康志向時代の麻雀だ、ね。
Mahjong for a new, healthier age.
傍から見てるとすっ
Man.
ごい言いよう
I used to have a 3DS, but then I got my Switch, so I ended up selling the 3DS because I never really played it. Now I kind of wish I had it again, because there's a lot of games on there that I really liked. But, you know, it's a choice I made, so I gotta live with the decision. That's what I wanted to say. Oh man, Mario Kart sucks. I hate that game. There's too much random BS in it, and I don't like it. I mean, maybe that's part of the fun. I mean, they're good games, but they're not for me. The girl Hinosaka and Motoko seem to have decided to completely ignore my presence. Well, to be fair, I only had myself to blame.
上坂さん今月分、安永くん3ヶ月分、熊崎さん半年分。
Oh no, they're all behind on the rent.
悪いんだけど、こっちものんびりしてられなくなったの。
Without I found out what was going on. Even if the age difference was all backwards, she was still the landlord, and they were still her tenants. Not to mention, they didn't sound like the most upstanding tenants either.
上坂さん、ご隠居はいつも期日通りだから信頼してるけど。
若林さん、心配しなさるな。明日には耳を揃えて届けよう。
安永くん、前みたいに自分の劇団のチケットの現物払いはなしだからね。
明日耳を揃えて支払いますって。やだな、信用してよ、大家ちゃん。
で、熊崎さん、
明日俺も明日なんとかするから。神様、仏様、大家様。
本当に大丈夫なのみんな。
問題ない。
なんだか拍子抜けしちゃったな。絶対に払ってくれないと思ってたから。
6 months without paying rent, though, that's extremely generous. Actually, I was quite surprised they even let someone get away with not paying rent for half a year. That must have been another manifestation of Miss Hanaka's kindness. Or maybe this was simply that kind of place. You haven't paid in 6 months, man. Like, how can I be trusting?
そう困った時はお互い様だって。
分かってるから、今がどれだけ大事な時かってことはね。
分かった。みんな、ありがとね。
I could tell this girl was her daughter. She was smiling so honestly at the mere promise of receiving payment from a bunch of people who had been late for months.
それじゃあお邪魔しました。続きをどうぞ。
But not even the tiniest glimmer of that radiant smile was directed at me.
それと、リストラさん。
いつからドアの前に言いましたか？
4号室にお布団敷いといたから、お開きになったらそっちで寝ること。
え？
近いうちに出てってもらうけど。
Aww. Another unexpected attack, but this time I felt no pain in my cheeks. Instead, I experienced something much deeper and more agonizing spreading across my chest.
だから言ったろ。大家ちゃん本当はすごく優しい子なんだって。
言ってなかったですよ、そんなこと。
Once again, it came so out of nowhere, I forgot to thank her. I was such a magnificent failure of an adult.
さて、それではラストスパートいきますか。
Mr. Retired spoke up in a cheerful voice to dispel the depressing atmosphere dominating the room.
よーし、逆転狙っちゃうよ。
Yasunaga joined. Well, I wonder, something's gonna happen that's gonna make us stay there.
そうそう、気合い気合い。何しろ超高額レートの真剣。
Oh my god, look at our score. It's awful. We're getting our ass kicked. Instead of Kuzum. Wait, what? Betting?
今、レートがどうとかおっしゃいました？
ああ、日の坂ルールの説明をしてなかったかな。1万点で家賃1ヶ月分という。
1 month of rent for 10,000 points? That seems really high.
今決めたでしょ、それ。
やだな、リストラちゃん。行ったことない店に入るときはちゃんとルールを確認しないと。
別に俺たち参加を強制してたわけじゃないし。なあ。
なったかったわ。
Oh crap. I remember hearing how collecting private debts could get even messier than business conducted by legitimate collection agencies.
僕はそんなお金持ってないですよ。だいたいリストラが無職だって散々ネタにしておいて。
I could scream all I wanted, but would it work on them? And given my disastrous luck, I seriously doubted that I'd be able to turn this around with my rudimentary knowledge of mahjong. I know of the game mahjong, and that's about it.
ダメだよ隠しちゃ
I tried playing it once, and I got my ass kicked.
何か。
さっき言ってたよな、ズボンの左ポケットの中身のこと。
あ
Oh, the ring.
もう最初の目的を失っちまったんだろ。ここは
I mean, yeah, we probably should just sell the ring at this point, right? There's no use for it anymore.
僕は岐阜の出身です。
岐阜いいね。みのっこだのひなっこだの夜が明けたらすってんてんって。
男を見せる時だぞリストラ。みとこちゃんと俺たちと、そしてテラス
You gotta save them and us.
勘弁してください。
I even knew where I was keeping it. I truly had the worst luck.
固定資産税ですか。
Oh my god.
季語年に
Our
一度の
score.
地主の憂鬱
でも失礼ですが、ここの建物にそれほどの資産価値があるとも思えないんですが。
やったなリストラちゃん。そんなの当たり前じゃん。築30年超
We don't even have private toilets or showers?
マイナス査定以外の評価があり得ると思ってる。
それじゃあ。
あんたここに来る途中、周りの景色ちゃんと見たかい？
The scenery's great. This property is not, but it's still an expensive piece of neighborhood.
周りって、いえ別に。駅から近いのに静かだし、高いビルも建ってないし、道も綺麗だし、絵に描いたような高級住宅街だなーって。あ、
10 minutes on foot from the East Hagemori station. Residential area almost completely isolated from the clamor of the city. And all the other buildings I saw on the way were quite obvious of a different breed than this decrepit boarding house. All adds up.
この辺りの土地評価額は毎年うなぎ登りでね。当然ながらそれは全額に面白いくらい反映されるわけでして。
The building itself certainly seemed like it was about to fall down, but being a one-story apartment complex, it actually covered quite a bit of ground. In that sense, the Hinosaka household might have owned quite a fortune in land.
今までどうしてたんですか。
だから大家さん、大家ちゃんのお母さんが働きに出る必要があったわけよ。
なんか本末転倒な結果になっちまったけどな。
なるほど。
It definitely caused more problems because if she didn't have the waitressing job, she would have never met that other guy and ran off with him. But he seemed really wealthy, so I'm kind of wondering if she's just with the guy for his money. Maybe she's a gold digger. They had to fight the ever-rising property tax as well as their own living expenses. Just two women, all on their own. There was no choice but for Miss Hinoka to look for another job, which led to many new encounters and ultimately the current tragedy on her
本
hands.
当ならまだ母親に甘えたい年頃だっただろうに。おい、かわいそうだとは思わねえのかい。鬼かい、若旦那は。
Although,
もしかして皆さんがきちんと毎月家賃を納めていればこのような事態に
no, we're turning it back around on them.
明日は雨かな。桜が散っちまうから勘弁なんだけどな。
Nice change in the subject.
え、積むのかこの局面で？
何言ってんだよお前さん方は。
あ、
どうしたい若旦那。
積もりました。国士無双13面待ち。
I don't know what any of that means. But it looks good. Look at this face.
ど
Did we win?
日の坂ルールだとこれどうなりますかね。
Is it double,
普通の親
triple?
の役満それともダブル役満でしょうか。
あ
Don't you lie to me, you fuckers. Apparently this is what you get when you're lucky it's rock bottom. Wait, what was our score? It was bad, right? As I returned to room number 4 after the, I guess you'd call it a party, I did actually find a futon prepared for me. That girl, Hinosaka Motoko, really was too kind for her own good. I've done nothing to but upset her, and she still went out of her way to lend me her own futon. And how did I know it was hers? Well, if I stretched my legs out, the damn thing was half a meter too short.
寝すぎた。
I only managed to fall asleep when it started getting bright outside. At first, I had trouble finding a position that would allow the sheet to cover most of my body, and then came all the negative thoughts creeping into my mind. By the time I came to, the sun had already set. I advanced through the darkening streets of East Hagamori, shaking my still drowsy head. I wasn't really in any shape to leave the apartment, or more accurately, the boarding house today. I doubted the landlord would greet the news with a smile, and I felt genuinely guilty about causing her even more trouble, but being a walking nuisance was exactly what got me booted off the social ladder to begin with.
にしても
And now that I've taken a closer look at the neighborhood, I could understand what the residents of the Terrace House in Osaka were going on about yesterday. The houses in the area seem to take up more land than our Terrace House, which was already quite big in its own right. I expect 2 or 3 expensive-looking cars in each of the garages, not to mention security cameras on pretty much every single wall. Managing a rundown boarding house in this area most likely brought less profit than it would have as a parking lot. Well, this wasn't really an area that people struggling with taxes chose to live in. I spotted a red bicycle, its seat almost uncannily low, parked by the entrance to a park. I had a vague recollection of seeing it somewhere before. Oh, it's her. She's sleeping. There's a paperboy's bag in the basket, along with a few leftover newspapers. Aww. She delivers newspapers? She likely succumbed to exhaustion on her way back to the shop right after finishing her deliveries. I'd only known her for a day, but I was pretty sure my assessment was right on the mark. Still, I'd already gotten the impression that when I saw her face on our first meeting, but her eyes were a bit different, but the overall outline of her face, her lips, and nose in particular, held unmistakable traces of the woman I had fallen for. In short, she'd likely give birth to an entire legion of tortured souls like myself since once she grew up. Before I knew it, maybe because I blocked the sun caressing her forehead, she quivered and slowly opened her eyes. And she screamed.
お疲れ様。
はい、120円。
いいよ、そのくらい。
お金ないくせに。
そりゃそうだけど、このくらいは大丈夫。
Any more and I probably would have been in trouble, though.
じゃあ、ありがとう。いただきます。
そういえば、いや、なんでもない。いただきます。
I found myself recalling how canned coffee had brought me and Miss Hinoka together as well. Felt like a far-off memory by now, but it had only happened 3 months ago, if I recalled correctly. At the time, I'd been a small black can of black coffee. But now it is a larger can of milk coffee, the superior coffee. On that winter night, the heat and bitterness went straight to my heart, but this time the warmth and sweetness permeated my very bones.
あのさ、
ちゃんと学校には許可もらってる。
This girl was awfully shrewd.
春休みから。
こっちはずっと前から続けてる。
こっちって
先週から駅前のお弁当屋も始めた。昔ママも働いてたところ。
Last week, because of a certain situation, she needed another job.
あんまり時給高くないからすぐに辞めちゃったけどね。でも私は夕方働いてるママを迎えに行くのが結構好きだった。おかずの残りとかも結構もらえるしね。
She made a vague smile before deciding to change the subject to something less depressing.
夕べはちゃんと寝られた？布団小さくなかった？
快適だったよ。
You know, this is a good example of a white lie. You know, obviously it wasn't, but it was something that wasn't a complete, deal breaker. So it's okay to lie about it a little bit, to not hurt someone's feelings. This time I wouldn't complain.
なんというか、いい匂いがした。
Hey, that's a little creepy.
いい匂いって。
It smelled like a woman.
お日様の匂い。きっと干したてだったんだろうなって。
Right, that was without a doubt her own futon. I bet she wouldn't have let Miss Hinoka's to a suspicious character like myself. Must have been a really tough decision to make for a girl her age. And to prove that, she was gritting her teeth at this very moment.
そういえば、みんな家賃ちゃんと払った。
結局、もう少しだけ待ってくれって。それもみんな
Of course they
口を
did.
揃えて。
そう。
Did this mean I could expect another mahjong competition tonight? Not like there was much point trying to squeeze money out of someone like me, though.
どうしたの？
いや、なんでも。
I pulled my left hand out of my pocket and waved her off. Silence fell upon us as our conversation came to an abrupt halt. After all, this wasn't a particularly noisy neighborhood, especially around evening. We were the only ones at the park. I should head back to the boarding house with her, say my words of gratitude tomorrow, then board the train. I'd already moved out of my old apartment, and so, as much as I hated the very idea, I would have to return to my parents' house for a while and think about what to do with my life. The few days I spent here were just a brief escape from the mundanity of life, nothing more.
あのさ、みとこちゃん。いや、みとこさん。いや、その。何？
呼びかけたのはそっちでしょ？
I wanted to ask her why she let out such a deep sigh, but whatever.
あのさ、差し出がましいようだけど。
差し出がましいよ。
まだ何も言ってないけど。
じゃあ何か言った後に同じこと言うね。
税金払えないかもしれないんだって。住人の
Oh, we're gonna give her the ring, aren't we? That's what we're gonna do. I could take a bit of animosity. After all, I was genuinely butting into someone else's
それ
affairs.
で君が無理してるって。全部背負い込もうとしてるって。
And I knew that I was in no position to help
も
her.
しかしたらみんなが心配しすぎてるのかとも思ったけど、さっきの君を見て本当だって分かった。
After finding her sleeping in a park, no doubt exhausted after from her part-time work, I couldn't just leave her here without doing anything.
君ぐらいの年頃で一人で生きていくどころかアパート切り盛りしていくなんて正気の沙汰じゃない。ありえないよ。
The more I put myself in the shoes of a wise adult, the angrier I became. To the extent that I almost felt like hating the woman I thought I loved unconditionally.
捜索願いだそうよ。しばらくの間親戚にでも世話になってさ、一人で頑張らずにお母さんをゆっくりと待とうよ。もし他人の力を借りたくないっていうのなら、せめてあの場所を引き払うだけでも。もう一人であのアパートを維持するのは不可能だよ。賢い君なら十分身に染みてるはずだよね。
Doesn't help me have tenants and I'll pay the rent either.
どうかな。
After taking the last sip of her can, she, Hinosaka, and Motoko fell silent for a spell. Her eyes, however, neither flared in excitement nor clouded over in doubt as she slowly took in my words. She simply regarded me with complete calm, letting no hint of the joy or sorrow color her features.
あのさ、
やっぱり差し出がましいっていうかい？
人の心配する前に仕事見つけなよ。
探すよ。そのうち。
I ended up letting out a weird squeak I wasn't used to, raising my voice. It was a bit shocking to realize that my words failed to even have the power to upset her, much less change her mind.
私は大丈夫だとか心配しないでとか言う気もない。だってリストラさんは関係者じゃないから。
Jesus.
けど僕はほのかさんと。
ママはあなたのことなんか何とも思ってなかった。関係あるって思われてなかったんだよね。
Boy, that hurt.
だから本気だろうと冗談だろうと変なおせっかい焼こうとか考えないこと。
Seemed as though the slightly foul-mouthed and somewhat impulsive yet ultimately kind-hearted girl had vanished.
でないとママみたいに自分に全然その気がなくても結果として人を裏切ることになるかもよ。
それって
Only to be momentarily replaced by another girl displaying a bitter, mature outlook on the world. One unbefitting her age, but painfully befitting her circumstances.
コーヒーごちそうさま。おかげで目が覚めた。ありがとう。
After saying all she had to say, she pulled the red bicycle to herself.
じゃあね。
And there I was, left standing all alone in the park, unable to get a single word out.
よーしパンチアウト。
いや待て待て待てってありえないよそれ。クマちゃん最初の方5連続ガターだったじゃん。
コツをつかんだのさ。いいか、こうやるんだ。方向キーを順に上上下下左右左右と押した後に。
ないからこのゲームにそのコマン
Send
ドは
the
ない。
Konami code, nice.
さてと、いよいよ残るは初の最終フレームだね。どうだい。ここまでのスコアが
Gotta love bowling.
103ってことは
It's a lot of fun.
スペアを取れなければクマさんの勝ちだ。盛り上がってきたね。
くそー、楽勝の雰囲気が一点絶対絶命の大ピンチかよ。ここで外したら
I lose 5 months worth of rent, man.
集中。
Jesus. You're not paying the rent anyway. What's the point?
そんなことよりも僕思うんですが、
Yeah, exactly.
どうして家賃に。
集中してるから雑音なんか聞こえない。おりゃーどうだ。あ
よーし勝った。これで滞納4ヶ月。
この大事な一投で
Oh, that sucks.
スプリットだ。
That's the worst split you can get.
ついてないね。
そんな。
Those of you who don't understand bowling, there are 10 pins. The 7 and 10 pin are in the very back row. They're arranged in a pyramid-like thing, and the 7 and the 10 are the very corner pin, so they're very furthest away any pin could possibly be from each other, which makes it the worst split to get and very, very hard to pick up.
ほら早く投げろよ。なんなら俺がコツを教えてやろうか。方向キーの上下左右を同時に押してたな。
まあリストラ勝負しない。ここで俺がスペア取ったら賞金5ヶ月分ってことでさ。
Oh yeah, I'll take that for you.
なんで僕が。
頼むよ。あんたの超絶的な運のなさを俺に分けてよ。
だからあなた方の家賃争奪戦に僕を巻き込まないでください。それに僕のことを運がない運がないって言わないでください。言われ続けているうちに本当に月が落ちそうだ。
その言い方はないんじゃないの。せっかくリストラの送別会をこうして盛大に。
I don't want to leave. I like these guys.
だったらなんで主賓からかもろうとします
I
か。
mean, yeah, they're extorting us pretty hard, but... Ah, yes, a farewell party. It had already been 5 days since I first came to this place, and I swore this marked this last day I'd bother our little
先
landlord.
ほどまでの盛り上がりが嘘のように会場が静まり返る。そして世界の運命はこの男の右手に委ねられた。
ああよ投げんか。
It had only been a few days, and these guys were the very definition of swindlers, yet I couldn't help but feel somewhat morose over parting with them, likely for good. I'd simply gotten used to that, living here over the past few days. But you're nothing to me, Mr. Laid-Off.
これで3勝1敗。
Hurts.
それじゃあ次の試合はご隠居とリストラで。
あ、僕はそろそろおいとまさせてもらいます。
なんだよ若旦那、冗談言っちゃいけねえ。まだ酔いの口じゃないか。
いえ、明日は早く出ようと思ってますから。
もっとゆっくりしていけばいいのに。あと1年ぐらい。
そうそう、家賃も払わずに5日も居座ったんだし、いつの間にか居ついたって誰も文句を言いやしないよ。
確実に大家さんに
Yeah, the landlord wouldn't like that.
なに大丈夫。どういうわけだかお前さん、若大家さんに気に入られてるし。 引っ叩かれるだけでそのまま
And maybe after slapping you around a few times first.
それはさすがに僕の社会人としての矜持が。
Besides, she wasn't treating me like this due to personal feelings, but simply because she was the kind of person to help others in need. And it made me depressed to get slapped by a girl half my age.
そうか。寂しくなるな。
どうもお世話になりました。
I had the feeling they'd keep having fun regardless of whether I was around or not, but articulating that would be uncouth in the situation, as Mr. Retired would put it.
これからどうするの？
一度実家に帰って身の振り方をゆっくり考えてみようかと。
そのまま家から出なくなるに3ヶ月分。
よーし勝負だ。いつまでも引きこもる方に半年分。
おいおい、それじゃ賭けにならないよ。仕方ないね。よし、私も男だ。全部引き受けよう。社会復帰の
Jeez, you guys have a lot of hope for me, don't you?
皆さんもちゃんと家賃を払ってくださいね。自分たちの住むところがなくなるかもしれないんですよ。
During these 5 days, I'd honed my wit to be able to turn a jab or two.
大丈夫だよ。私はもともと溜め込んでないからね。来週には年金が入る算段だ。
俺もたまには大学に顔出してみるよ。まだ金を借りたことのない親友ならたくさんいるしね。
俺も昨日からトップページにさりげなくアフィリエイト貼っておいたし。
そうですか。
Yeah, that's great,
なら
man.
よかった。
I had no idea what he was talking about, but at least it seemed like he cared while he was doing something for this boarding house. And so relieved by their words, I could finally leave this place without looking back. Yeah, right. If I could actually do it that easily, I'd have found a new job and a life by now. In the end, I found myself dallying in front of the landlord's room. The tenants invited her to my farewell party as well, but she refused, saying she had to get up early tomorrow. Still, I mean, no one in their right mind could blame her for being cold and distant. We all knew she woke up at 3 a.m. every morning to deliver newspapers. And that wasn't all. Last week, she apparently started working for a lunchbox delivery service. And yesterday, I even ran her into working at the register at the convenience store. After giving me an indignant glare, she pushed the buttons on the register faster than a new employee would, going so far as to put a can of coffee and some gum in my bag, claiming they were on the house. As someone who had trouble scraping together enough money to eat, I would have preferred some chocolate instead, but I knew I'd probably get slapped in the face again if I said that. What would become of her, working from the early morning hours until late at night? She definitely didn't seem like the type to have much stamina. With all that in mind, knocking on her door around midnight felt like a genuinely vile thing to do. She's right there in the corner. And even if I did, the possibility of her noticing was likely non-existent. Whoa! I managed to suppress my scream midway. Really? That doesn't sound like we suppressed anything. Realizing it was the middle of the night.
当たり前のように失礼だよね。ちょっと背が高いからって調子に乗っちゃってさ。
ごめんなさい。でも別に調子に乗ってるわけじゃ。
We can't control our height. People don't understand that. Like, that's not something you can just fix.
何よ、ママのせいだって言うの？
いえ、そんなことは肯定的なものです。僕のせいです。はい。
Miss Hinoka wasn't that short, at least as far as I remembered. Was I naturally predisposed to being rude after all? I hope not.
で、何の用？こっちだって眠いんだから、さっさと済ませてよね。
すいません。
Her voice rang clear and characteristically impatient, as ever, though. Has she really been sleeping?
明日ここを出て行こうかと。
うん、聞いてる。
この度は大変お世話になりまして、というか大変ご迷惑をおかけしまして。
本当にね。
ごめんなさい。
冗談。 こっちこそいろいろきついことばかり言ってごめん。なんかリストラさんって見てるとイライラして。
She blinks a lot.
申し訳ない。
これで失礼両成敗だね。それじゃあ元気でちゃんと働くんだよ。
はい。
Even ignoring the difference in our age and height, the only thing I could do was bow my head in shame. I mean, she, of all people, knew what it meant to work hard.
見送りにはいけないけど頑張ってね。
はい。
もうおしまい？それじゃあおやす。
明日から新学期だったよね。
うん、そうだけどそれが何？
You don't go to school, do you?
進級おめでとう。
How could she go to school? She
ありがとう。
works.
いよいよ受験生だね。
Or maybe she does. I don't actually know. Oh yeah, she did. She did mention that she was at school was okay with her having that job. Because apparently in Japan, it's like part-time jobs are not recommended for students because they want them to focus on their studies, I assume. So like they have to get approval, which is why in a lot of anime and stuff you'll see like, oh well, does the school know you have this job? You know, it's just stuff like that. It's weird, but you know, it makes sense. She'll be a third year come tomorrow.
3年生がみんな受験するわけじゃないよ。
進学しないの？
さあね。何？
学校が始まるのにあんな無茶なバイトの掛け持ちを続けるつもり？
無茶じゃないから。
続けるんだ。
だって無茶じゃないから。
It was crazy. Actually, it was physically impossible to even attend school with that kind of schedule. Even if she somehow managed to squeeze in enough time to attend classes, what would she do about homework, preparation, reviewing the subjects? Not to mention, I doubt if she had enough stamina to keep paying attention in class after all that
あん
work.
な数のバイト、学校側の許可下りないと思うよ。
なんとかするよ。
なんとかってなんだい？
うん。
そして遅刻や早退、欠席を繰り返すわけ？きっと先生や友達も心配するよね。それとも学校に行くのやめる？僕が働かなくちゃいけないのと同じように君は勉強しなくちゃいけないってのに。
うるさいな。
I made sure to pick the kind of phrasing that someone as diligent as her would hate the most.
そんな大声出してないよ。何しろ深夜だからね。
そういう意味じゃない。
If my indecisive nature irked her, then I could use it to get her angry at least.
そんなの分かってる。全部。
分かってるけどなんとかなってないよね。頑張ってるけど報われてないよね。
うるさい。
近所迷惑だよ。何しろ深夜だからね。
You're too loud. You know what time it is? And as the final blow, I would trip her up. I would bring this overly precocious girl to a level befitting her age.
仕方ないじゃない。どうしようもないじゃない。
そうだね。仕方ないね。だって君は本来なら学生で被保護者で扶養家族なんだから。
なんでそんな意地悪言うのよ。ママに振られたくせに。
僕は振られたなんて信じてないよ。
え？
Alright, everything was going according to plan.
あの人に救ってもらったんだ。
Now I just had to use that little weakness she
生
showed
き
me.
る気力をなくしていつ死んでしまってもおかしくなかった僕にあったかいコーヒーとあったかい心を与えてくれた。
I mixed truth with falsehood. Even now I didn't know how accurately and trustworthy my words were.
たとえ今ここにいなくても僕にとっては大切な人だ。まだ諦められない。
リストラさん。
I wasn't doing my best, and as such a life of hardship befit me.
だから大家さん、いやみとこちゃん、ほのかさんの娘である君が辛い目に遭っているのは 僕にとっては悲しいことだよ。
But I couldn't let this girl who had been pushing herself to the utmost limit be robbed of a life befitting her age.
確かに僕は無職だし偏食だし不運の塊だし、何より今までの君の人生に全く関わってこなかった。でも僕はどれだけ頼りなくてもどれだけ情けなくても社会的には君よりもいろいろと融通の利く大人なんだ。だから大人の僕はもしかしたら少しは君の力になれるかもしれない。ねえミトコちゃん、ほんの少しだけでいい。ダメ元だって思ってくれていい。それでも僕に期待してくれないかな。
After bringing her to a child's level, it was time for me to display my maturity.
友達になれないかな。
友達？
何度ひっぱたいてくれてもいい。だって友達だから怒るんだ。けれどたまには笑い合ったり頼ってくれたりからかったりしてくれないかな。
She, Hinosaka Motoko, finally looked straight into my eyes. And so I looked back into hers, glistening ever so slightly in the dark. Eventually her look relaxed and she parted her
リス
lips.
トラさん、
After a moment of hesitation, a fraction of a second, really.
おやすみ。
Oh, that didn't go like I thought. Once again, she had refused to take my hand. We're gonna get ready to leave right at the last second. She'd be like, wait.
よしと。
It was almost 8 in the morning by the time I'd finished cleaning the futon, changing my clothes, and packing all my things. In the week I spent here, I'd already learned that no one would be awake at this hour. All the tenants would usually wake up sometime after noon. Meanwhile, the most hardworking person in the neighborhood, our landlord, would be busy delivering lunchboxes after her newspaper's delivery shift. But today,
始業式か。
the day on which she would return to being just Motoko, not a landlord. I wonder if she went to school today. Did she pull that uniform out from the corner of her wardrobe? Either way, it wasn't my place to worry about it. After all, I'd failed to convince her. My door hit something as I tried to leave. It turned out to be a small bag with a note attached. As I already said, no one at the boarding house would be awake by this hour. However, there was one person who would have already begun their day by this time. It's for the train ride. You can eat sandwiches, right? Her handwriting was refined and uncompromising, just like her. And P.S. I appreciate what you were trying to do last night, so thanks. A strange feeling compelled me to check the other side of the letter, only to find a couple very small words at the corner of the page. Aw. In the end, I had always been on the receiving end. I couldn't return the favor in any way. She never expected anything from me, and so it didn't really work out. I'd only spent a week in this house, but my failure to build any sort of trust still hit me hard. I said my final farewells and bowed my head to the place I'd grown used to seeing every morning over the past few days. I'm sorry for being unable to help you. I'm really sorry for failing to become a more trustworthy adult.
あれ、おかえり。
ただいま。今日は早いね。これから稽古？
おや、久々に大学。おえちゃんこそもう帰ってきたの？
だって今日は始業式だけだもん。
ああ、そっか。ちゃんと学校行ったんだ。
学生ですから。
リストラに言われたから？
まさか。
言っちゃったね、あいつ。
そうだね。
もうちょっとかもれるかと思ったんだけど、肝心なところで粘り強いんだよね。
そうだわね。
しかも家賃とうるさいし、親ちゃんも職務を侵害されてさぞ鬱陶しかったろうね。
そうだね。邪魔者がいなくなったから久々に職務に忠実になってみようか。で、いつ収めてくれるのかな。
なにそんな遠くからじゃよく聞こえないな。
車に気をつけてね。
ああ、当たり屋という手もあったな。じゃあ行ってきまーす。なあリストラ、あんたあまり惜しまれてないみたい。とことんまで報われないね。
眠い。毎晩付き合わされたからな。
16番線のぞみ46号新大阪行き、まもなく発車します。
おっと。
本当に大丈夫なのかい？
何がです？
何がって決まってるじゃないか。来月末の税金の支払いのことだよ。
なんとかなるんじゃないかな。
No, at least he's like
一緒。
actually kind of concerned for her well-being.
やっぱり若尾さんにはこの物干し代は高すぎるんじゃないかい？
そんなことないよ。前からこの高さだったし。
そりゃあ前は
ご隠居もお家賃入れてくれたし、本当に大丈夫だって。多分。
ああ、遅れてすまなかったね。ちと先月は入りようなことが多くて。
No, so he did pay his rent. Okay, that's good.
このくらいなら全然いいよ。
聞いてるかい、熊さ
いや全然。
ん。ならどうしてわざわざ窓開けてまで返事するかね。
大丈夫、近いうちに1年分まとめて支払うから。アクセス数も上がってきたし、俺がちょっとでもやる気を出せば。
一日中引きこもって何をやってんだがね。昔の熊さんはそんなんじゃなかったよ。
それはそうと、リストラ今頃は電車の中かな。
なんじゃないの？お昼頃の新幹線で帰るって言ってたし。
あんなにお人よしで気が弱くて運がなくて、この先やっていけるのかね、あの御人は。
俺っぽくてうっかり者でおせっかいが抜けてるぞ。
本当にね。人の心配する前にまず自分のことを何とかしろってのよね。
若旦那に関しちゃ厳しいね。
そうやってみとこちゃんがわざと冷たくするからさ。
うちには自分の面倒もろくに見れない住人を何人も置いておく余裕はありません。
いくらあいつがとんでもないダメ人間だからって一人くらいならなんとかなるだろうに。なんだよその呆れたような反応は。みんなそんなにリストラが嫌いかよ。
呆れたね。
呆れた。
あったくみんな冷てえな。
どうしたい、ストンキョな声出して。
Like, even if they decide that we can stay there, like, how are they gonna contact us?
やべえ、祭りになってる。
祭りか、いいね。この時期だと上の公園かい。
Festival of Blood.
違うって、俺のブログが炎上してんの。コメント欄で叩かれまくってんの。
ああ、火事と喧嘩は江戸の花とはよく言ったもんだ。
何やったのよ一体。
I unwrapped the foil to find a pair of simple but seemingly nutrient-rich sandwiches. Bacon, lettuce, tomato, tuna, eggs, and more things I couldn't name. They even had cheese, and were seasoned with pizza sauce. That's a little weird. That sure worked up a man's appetite. Then there was another bag with a variety of little snacks. Spinach and egg salad, wieners, macaroni salad, meatballs, marinated sardines, broccoli, and a croquet. In terms of look, size, and nutritional balance, it was perfect. She really did an amazing job with this lunchbox, especially considering it was for someone like me. That's really nice of her. I hadn't eaten a cold lunch made with so much warmth in over a year. I felt like I was going to cry. It almost felt like a waste to just eat it all. Not to mention that the more I ate, the more I'd tear up. Heck, I'd probably get a few dubious looks from people around
い
me.
ただきます。
Still, I pressed my palms together and after a deep bow, picked up the plastic fork. I guess I could start with that deliciously fried croquette.
あれ
おかえり安永くん。
ただいま。
ここは私の家です
For
が。
information, I live here.
そりゃそうだけどさ。もしかして昼間に帰ってからずっとここにいる？
別に。
それ微妙に答えになってないっ
何よ。
す。いつものバイトは？
たまにはいいでしょ。
それ微妙に答えになってないっす。
何よ。
昼に比べてイラついてない？
だってもう夕方じゃない。何やってんのよ一体。
だからそれ微妙に
うん。
完膚なきまでに答えになってるっす。そりゃもう世界の真理を言い当ててるくらいに。
何も知らないくせに。
いやー、僕はまだ未熟者ですから。ではまた。
やっぱり
She seems like she
私
misses
の目に
us.
狂いはなかった。あんなグズ見たことない。
Never mind.
機嫌の悪さ。とうとう来ちゃった？
とっくの昔に来てるわよ。
いや、耳良すぎでしょ、ここの住人。
It's like Muppet Treasure Island. How does she do that?
もしかしてそんな風に口ばっかりだからリストラされんのよ。誰に期待しろって？誰が期待しろって？誰が大人だって？
I would imagine it's hard for her to trust in the darkness and her own mother left her.
誰が友達だって？力になるって言ったじゃんか。日が暮れちゃうぞリスト。
10 minutes on foot from East Hagemori Station, residential area completely isolated from the clamor of the city. I spotted a sign with the name of my location on it, East Hagemori 3rd District. All I had to do was continue straight down this road. Number 10, number 20, and there she was.
思ったより早かったね。
君はなんてことするんだ。
I was hoping to unleash an intimidating howl, but all I could muster was my usual squeaky voice.
顔真っ赤だよ。
At East Hagemori 3-24, there was an old-fashioned nameplate with Terrace House Hinosaka inscribed on it. At East Hagemori 3-24, there stood a girl, pointing her finger at me and laughing.
こんなの卑怯じゃないか。僕はこれだけはダメだって言ったよね。
I was squeezing a paper bag in my hand, the same one she left for me this morning. Sandwiches and a boxed lunch of snacks, a perfect assortment, both in terms of size and taste.
ちゃんと全部食べたんでしょうね。残したりしたら承知しないよ。
ライスコロッケって何なんだよ。
Except for one little thing.
本当にダメなんだね。ご飯てっきり気づかずに食べちゃうかと思ったんだけど。
匂いも味もつぶつぶの食感も全部ダメなんだってば。頼むからこのことだけはからかわないでくれよ。3年間頑張っても克服できなかったんだからさ。
からかえって言ったのはそっちなのに。ずいぶんな言い方。
その前になるべきものがあるだろ。
なんだっけ？
She continued to regard my face from below with a mischievous smile. I could tell that she'd seen through it all, yet refused to show any cards of her own. For a girl her age, she was pretty good at being subtle. Or maybe I was just that completely hopeless at it.
これ受け取って。
As such, I had no choice but to play things straight.
何これ？
I pulled my hand out of my left pocket and showed her what I
大
had.
人の力。 中見てみてよ。
There was a brown envelope inside, not a tiny box. I used some adult magic to change what was there, albeit at a bit of a loss.
銀原七点
の下。
I forgot to take the pawn ticket out.
30万ある。
300,000 yen.
4号室、これでなんとか入居できないかな。
That's a lot of yen. Right? What is it? Well, a million's like, what, 10 grand? So it's like 3 grand. It's a lot of money. The birthstone of her mother, the emerald, and the diamond-encrusted platinum band. It was enough to get 30 Mr. Fuzikawas in my pocket.
多すぎるよ。
じゃあ余った分は敷金で。僕が出ていくときに必要経費を引いて返してほしい。繰り返しになるけど、友達になれないかな。
You know, us trading the ring in is like we're moving on from what we thought we had into something new. It's symbolism. I believe that we could. After all, she just made fun of me.
お金は友情を壊すよ。
友に金を貸した場合は捨てたと思え。実践する自信あるけど。
After all, she just pulled a huge prank on me.
私は家賃滞納されても捨てたと思える自信ないな。
どうしてもダメかな。満室になっちゃったかな。
After all, she wanted to get a reaction from me. She expected anger from me. She trusted I would make a move.
リストラさん、あなたバカ。
だからリストラされました。
納得。
And so, as stubborn as she was, she decided to give me a chance. This had to be one of the few times I'd actually managed to make the correct choice. I wondered if it was all just wishful thinking on my part, expecting this girl who had waited for me despite all of my mistakes and hiccups to be like her mother.
じゃあ早速4号室でみんな呼んで歓迎会やろうか。マリカ大会。
You know what? I'm up for some Mario Kart too.
やるんだ、本当に。
ゲーム持ってないからみんなに借りるんだけどね。
同じだ。気が合うね。
さあ、行こう。
Goodbye, my second love. Goodbye, my 3 months worth of hard labor.
これからもよろしく。大安。みとこ。みとこ
And
ちゃん。
so, after an entire year of emptiness, I once again gained a goal in my life.
リストラさん。
Hoping this would lead me to finding a new job, and soon. Well, I think that's gonna be the end of the quick look for the most forbidden love in the world. Remember, you can buy it right now on mangagamer.com for $34.99. If you do buy, please use the affiliate link in the description below. Helps the channel out a lot. Really appreciate it if you did. And with that said, have a good weekend, everybody, and take care.